Started a company on my own, and now I feel that I have a fairly good foundation. The speakers have been exceptional, which is really one of the most interesting parts of the program. The mentors that we have access to and the speakers that have provided us information on all of their expertise. I do feel inspired about starting a business now. The tools that I've been given and the doors that have already been opened by conversations that I've had have led me in a lot of different directions that I wouldn't have even considered before. If somebody were considering this program, I would absolutely endorse it. This is free education, which is somewhat difficult to get in other areas, and I don't think I've ever heard of another program like this that provides this type of education on a program over 10 weeks, which can give you so much for really so little time invested in your life.
Charlie Jackson. I represent High Five Roofing. Before we get started, let me just ask a question of everybody here. How many of you, by show of hands, have actually been through a hurricane? Anybody? And a second question, anybody had the opportunity to be in a cone or have a hurricane coming towards you and not quite knowing if it was getting hit or not? Show of hands, show of hands. The rest of you, listen up, because you're about to experience the emotion of the fear, the anxiety, the anticipation brought by storms like Andrew, Wilma, Katrina, and Sandy. High Five Roofing understands that it's not a matter of if, but when the next storm will hit. High Five Roofing is dedicated to changing the landscape of the building and roofing industry. We are going to provide unprecedented, unparalleled protection for you, your home, and your family. High Five Roofing, protecting your family all day, every day. Let's look at the status quo. What's really happening today? Do you realize, except for code and regulations, there really hasn't much change in the roofing industry for 50 years. Same old, same old. Nails, shingles, plywood, trusses, lots of labor costs, and we all know how that's worked out, don't we? At High Five Roofing, we feel that it's not an evolution, but a revolution that needs to be taken in the roofing industry. Well, who are we? We manufacture and sell light concrete, high wind resistant roofing panel systems. We are heat resistant to 2,200 degrees. We are compliant with all code and regulations in all 50 states. In fact, we exceed all of them, including Florida, which is the hardest. Do you know the definition of a Cat 5 hurricane? Winds of 156 to 160 miles an hour. Our product is wind tunnel tested to exceed 200 miles an hour, well above a Cat 5 hurricane. We are energy efficient, low labor cost in manufacturing and installation. We are stronger than fire, tile, and you can walk on our product and not be broken, easing one of the most problematic issues in the industry with standard clay tile. We have manufacturing companies that are in close proximity to our potential markets for ease of distribution. We have also basically partnered with these companies so that we can amortize the cost of the molds over time for profit to us and to them. We have the exclusive patent pending license for this product from FIU. It's a case of us versus them. Our product is unique, one of a kind, and we have no competition. It's estimated that the roofing industry will be a $36 billion industry. In Florida alone, it's expected to be $1.3 billion. We anticipate 55 to 60,000 new homes to be built a year in Florida for the next 5 years. Hi-Fi Roofing intends to capture 1% of that market, creating revenues of $5 million in the first year alone. Now let me define 1%. 550 homes. Our roof panel system, we charge $10,500. Our cost is $6,500. Our profit is $4,000. Currently, we have 3 of the top 5 building companies interested in distributing our product. I mean, after all, it's a roof. We all have one. It's not rocket science. It's just a better, safer roof. What we're asking for is an initial commitment of $500,000 as a loan in exchange for 10% of our net profits over the next 4 years. As you can see, the return on investment is $1.2 million, and that does not include the payback of principal in the conclusion of the 4th year. I myself was a victim of Hurricane Andrew. When I lost the roof over my head, I lost everything. And I had to relocate my family to living in our car for 3 months. And that's the ideal way to discover the plumbing facilities of the Everglades, I assure you. Not something I would wish on anyone. I'd ask you to remember the pictures of the devastating damage created by high winds, torrential rain, and flying debris. Now, imagine your home stands with thousands of other homes across Florida, the country, and ultimately the globe, roof intact, safe, and secure. Hi-Fi Roofing, protecting your family all day, every day. My team and I appreciate your attention. We ask you to give us a high five. Continue your legacy of a winner. Join us today. Hi-Fi Roofing, protecting your family all day, every day. Hi-Fi Roofing. Questions?
So go into some detail, please, on how you're going to sell this, who your sales market will be, and how you plan to penetrate that.
Basically, we have the top 5 companies that we've discussed. We have Minto, Standard Pacific, and G&L that all have looked at us as far as distributing it. We're looking for housing developers as a main thrust, and then additional for restoration of roofing would be a secondary profit center.
Yeah, but this is more expensive than the current solutions that are out there. Every single one of those home manufacturers value engineer their products. So why are they going to choose this particular product, which is more expensive and probably more costly to install over what is existing?
According to our research, the price of the roof panel system is actually less than the current competitors, and the labor-intense cost to actually install a roof is less, according to the research that we have provided. So, as far as we know, we are in a better position to get our roof across. The industry standard is 10 years, ours is guaranteed for 25 years, so we have longevity on our side as well.
Is it new construction only, or can you do re-roofing of existing homes with this technology? And if so, how would you see those breaking down percentage-wise?
Basically, the roof panels are sent and they cover a new roof. They can be changed so that secondary roof and repair roofing can be utilized. And again, we look at that as a second market probably that we would address in our second year of operation.
How would I-5 roofing react to something like the real estate crisis that we experienced about 5 years ago?
As we said, we're looking at 55 to 50,000 new homes a year in Florida. 1% equals 550 roofs, so being conservative, we feel that we could address that without an issue.
But I'm saying a scenario like what happened in 2009 when you weren't really building out new homes, and the fact that the investment is a percentage of your net income, again, what would be the impact to both the company as well as to the investor?
We have found that we can grow homes in 10 identified markets that actually have high wind and storm-related problems, so that we feel we can grow into other states outside of Florida. And also being conservative, we feel that even less than 1%, we will be able to still get a profit and be returning something to our investors.
What's the install cost per square foot?
The install cost per square foot, if I am correct, is about $26.